Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. My name is Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we are Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology channel.
Yep. And now we're going to talk about the ocean. And here we go.
Okay. Cool. How moving tectonic plates and rising heat from deep within Earth created one of the ocean's largest canyons. That's what we're going to talk about today. On land, giant canyons like the Grand Canyon, and there's a Grand Canyon of Hawaii on the island of Kauai, are usually the slow handiwork of rivers that grind rock into sediment over vast spans of time. The deep ocean does not have the same kind of persistent surface flow carving open valleys in solid bedrock. Yet the seafloor still hosts chasms that dwarf many famous landscapes above water. One of the most dramatic is the King's Trough complex, about 1,000 kilometers west of Portugal. So it's out in the Atlantic, 1,000 kilometers, that's less than a mile. It is not a single cut in the seabed, but a broad system of parallel trenches and deep basins stretching roughly 500 kilometers. So that's less than half a mile. With Peake Deep at the eastern end, marking one of the Atlantic Ocean's deepest spots. Would you like to know more?
Okay, so you added a Grand Canyon. There's also a Grand Canyon of Yellowstone.
Oh,
that's a deep one, and
I did not know that.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah, if you go to Yellowstone Park, definitely make the time to go see the Grand Canyon.
That would be worth seeing, definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. So what could create a feature on that scale in the middle of an ocean basin? A new study from an international team led by Geomar, that's the name of an organization, I guess, right? Helmholtz Center for Ocean Research, Keel reports, fresh evidence in the journal Geochemistry, Geophysics, Geosystems, published on November 27th of last year. The work points to the powerful link between slow-moving tectonic plates at the surface and heat-driven activity far below them.
Well, I'll have to take their word for it. The researchers proposed that from about 37 to 24 million years ago, this part of the North Atlantic briefly became a boundary zone between the European and African plates. And we know the African plate is active because it's starting to split. The African plate Africa is starting to split apart.
We talked about that too, right? Yeah, there's like a gap, a visible gap. Yeah,
it's visible on the surface. It's not underwater.
Right.
Instead of one plate simply sliding past another, the crust here was pulled apart and broken, with the separation progressing from east to west like a zipper opening.
Speaking of that, I just saw a picture of a gap in the ice, 80 miles long on Lake Erie. That was weird. It's a crack in the ice.
Lake Erie is 80 miles wide?
Well, I don't know. That's what it said. Take it for what it's worth. I'm just repeating like we do here, repeating what we read. The timing is only a part of the puzzle. The team also found that the crust in this region was already unusual before the plate boundary arrived. It was thicker than typical oceanic crust and had been strongly heated, conditions that can change how rocks deform under stress.
The most likely cause, they argue, was hot material rising from the Earth's mantle, a mantle plume, which acts like a long-lived pipeline of heat from deep inside the planet. The researchers interpret this plume signature as an early branch of the present-day Azores mantle plume, suggesting that deep mantle activity may have helped prepare the area.
The King's Trough, therefore, provides a vivid example of how processes deep in the mantle and movements of the overlying tectonic plates are linked, and how earlier mantle activity can influence the location of subsequent tectonic deformation.
The results not only improve our understanding of the geodynamic evolution of the Atlantic Ocean, but also offer insights into how similar processes are occurring today. In the Azores region, a comparable trench system, the so-called Terceira Rift, is currently forming again in an area of unusually thickened oceanic crust.
The findings are based on data from research expedition M168 with a research vessel Meteor in 2020, led by, what is that? Ante? Oh my gosh. Dirkenfalden. Using a high-resolution sonar system, the team created a detailed map of the area, then selectively recovered volcanic rocks from different parts of the trench system using a chain bag dredge. Okay. In the laboratory, the researchers analyzed the chemical composition of the samples. The age of selected rocks was determined by at the University of Madison in Wisconsin.
Wow, international collaboration. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I was trying to find
the students get some hands-on experience, the graduate students.
Yeah. It says drone video shows 80-mile long crack.
Wow.
Lake Erie. So
it must be the lengthwise, because Erie is like a big oval. So it must be the long way. Just to think that we have an ocean, not an ocean, an inland sea that big, and you can easily call it a sea. It's got waves. It's got its own dynamics.
Well, that's kind of common in all the Great Lakes, right? I mean, they have lake effect snow. They have, large freighter ships have gone down in those oceans or those lakes.
Yeah, so November is a bad time frame for shipping. In the Great Lakes.
Those are they got the climate of their own. So
yeah,
you're getting ready to move to one of those, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right,
folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.